Many people make, judgments on me based on how I look, how I appear, on my accent, not just non-Muslims, but Muslims. And that can sometimes be annoying because when it comes to the non-Muslim community, there's certain things that I can understand because a lot of their thoughts, ideas, their stereotypes are based on, a lack of knowledge. They're based on, ignorance. But to get it from the Muslim community, it can sometimes be annoying. For example, I'm either the revert that can do no wrong, or I'm the revert that knows nothing, or I'm in competition with people, or I'm trying to steal what's theirs. So either I'm getting too much credit that I'm not worthy of, or I'm getting negative judgments. Either way, it shows that we are so quick to abandon what we've been taught. And this is when I end up going back to my experiences and what they've taught me. And even Islam, because, we're taught not to give our all to people, not to give them too much of a negative headspace or to put them above their station. Balance is key here. That means not being too proud to take from people that we know better than us, whether we want to hear it or like to hear it. But at the same time, if anyone's trying to say anything that's wrong or rude, etc., then leave it with them. Don't give it too much headspace. And that is why, we are grateful as Muslims to have Allah, to have the Quran and the Sunnah. Because when all else fails, when people fail us, we have what we need. In that, we have what we need in Allah, we have what we need in the guidance. And if that means that we are labelled, extreme, or if we are labelled, weak because we let our religion be the guidance, then so be it. Alhamdulillah, we're not self-conscious when it comes to this. And it's even the same when you speak about certain topics. There's all these stigmas and stereotypes and misconceptions attached to the people that are involved. You find that many cannot separate the shortcomings and the bad choices of people between the wisdom behind the rulings and the status of the rulings. For example, right now polygyny is often being spoke about by many different members of the Muslim community. Of course, it is an Islamic issue, one that we shouldn't shy away from talking about, but it is a sensitive one though, and it's sensitive because of a lot of how it's practiced today. There's a lot of men breaching its conditions, there's a lot of women breaching their positions or breaching the rights of their co-wives, etc. There's a lot of experience, there's a lot of lived experience, and that needs to be taken into consideration, which I feel like often in these conversations it's not. Not only that, but we also have this dominant narrative that does come from the culture of the West, and that is that one woman is for one man. Despite that culture changing now and morality changing now when it comes to relationships in the West, my point is though, we don't take from people, we go back to the Quran and the Sunnah, and the Quran and Sunnah say that whether a man has one wife or more than one wife, it's conditional to the man, the situation. It's bigger than just a really strict and rigid conversation. A lot of elements are involved. But I have to be fair, and I have to say a pet peeve of mine is when sisters say, yes, it's allowed, but it's not for me, or I would never allow it. Now, the reason I dislike this is for many reasons, but one of the main ones is that it often insinuates that the sisters who do find themselves in a polygamous marriage, that they are less than, that they don't have self-worth, or that they are weak. And if you ask me, those are the sisters who have their heads screwed on and have their priorities straight, because even our spouses should not be the sole purpose of our existence or our happiness. Even with them, we need to have balance. Alhamdulillah, this is the mentality that Islam gives to us weak, oppressed women. Now, of course, our husbands are important. You know, we appreciate them and everything they do for us. We honor them, we respect them. You know, we are a part of their protection, their success. But at the same time, they're also human. You know, we don't know how long we'll have with them. And just like us, on the day of judgment, they'll be thinking about themselves. As far as my experience has taught me, and I know many sisters in a polygamous marriage, I'm yet to meet one who has a weak mentality or who is self-conscious. And please don't think that I'm sitting here coming from a position who is in a polygamous marriage or whose husband isn't worthy of me keeping to myself, or that I'm volunteering for a polygamous marriage. I can assure you I'm not. But again, it all comes back to us being Muslim, prioritising Allah in our life, basing our choices off the guidance in the Quran and Sunnah, seeking refuge in Him. You know, may Allah protect us, guide us, increase us in knowledge, good character, and the wisdom behind that knowledge. May Allah keep us close to Him and protect us from the shaitan. Ameen.